Good morning, everybody. It is Tao at the Forge, and it is time for the daily review. So, I've got a few things to say today, but let's get to the daily review first. So, we got a 750 reward. If you didn't have that, you should actually try and cash that in, but I'm not going to touch that. And also, casting 40 creature spells with the kind of decks I play is actually kind of hard. But if you do actually do draft, like as I plan to at some point here, then that's actually not too hard to get. So eventually I'll get there. And 750 is a good one. Okay, let's go to here. We have got Premier Draft Core Set. I've said that these two at Core Sealed 2021, both are actually really good ones to get into. So I would encourage you guys to do those. Only 48 hours left on this one. And I think I still have a token. So yeah, I should actually go and do that. Okay, let's go take a look at some packs here. Oh, no, let's do packs last. Okay, store. That's why we do packs last, because there's something in the store. Okay, so it looks like a cheap pack. Now, I don't know where they get these numbers from. Normally it's 1,000 for a pack, and this one's 800, so I'll take it. But at other times it's like 500 for a pack. So like, why is it that it's only 800? Like, why not 500? It seems kind of weird. It's like everything else here is also like 50, 40, 60% off, and like, why is this one only 20% off? And it's kind of strange. And this one, why 58% off? Like, why not? It's just a very odd thing. It's like someone giving you like $12.13 for your birthday. Like, why not just $12 or $10 or something like that? Usually people don't work like that. All right, but nonetheless, I will not look a gift horse in the mouth, and I will buy my discounted pack. All right, let's go take a look at Mastery. Mastery's chugging along with level 31. I'm about to pick up another pack soon, but let's go look at the Mastery tree. Oh, we got 2 orbs. Ooh, okay, great. More card styles, which I don't really care about. Pack leader, sure. Okay, and Basri's lieutenant, sure. Okay, and then next one is going to be Basri Ket, Planeswalker, and then I guess we'll decide where to go from there afterwards. Alright, so I believe the second last thing we want to do is check out the packs. So we got a 2021 and a Theros, so we go. Okay, Underworld Dreams is good. I actually really like Staggering Insight. It is a pain in the ass because it basically lets you, I think it lets blue-white control players draw cards too early. But it is a good card, and I don't feel like it's totally broken. It doesn't give the creature like hexproof, or it doesn't have flash or anything like that. So it just means that you're going to get some value out of it. Sentinel Size is obviously good. Transcendent Envoy is actually pretty good. These are actually all pretty nice. Okay, Shadow Spear. All right, Shadow Spear is actually pretty good. Okay, and we'll open up this one. Alright, Sky Scanner. Okay, Wildwood Scourge is actually really good. Bolt Hound's decent. And the rest is just kind of so-so, I guess. A flying 1/1 that helps you draw a card for 3. Not tremendous. Okay, but here we go. Scavenging Ooze. Alright, Scavenging Ooze is a good card, so I'll take that. A lot of people actually, I've heard comments, people saying that Scavenging Ooze is not that good, but it is actually a really good card. And first of all, it's just a 2/2 for 2, which is already, on curve. But then its ability to exile cards, so it messes up people's graveyards. It doesn't tap to do the ability, and then also being able to put a +1/+1 counter on it, and you gaining a life from it is actually really big. Like, if it just put a +1/+1 counter on it, then already it would be really good. But but gaining 1 life from it, and also being able to do it at instant speed is really sweet. So this card is actually really I think, especially a lot of new players underestimate the power of this card. Alright, so okay, let us go and go back to home. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was this workshop. I played this and I got my win. I forget what I got out of it. I won with the dogs deck because I stopped playing. Because in my opinion, and I'll probably get roasted for this in the comments, is that dogs are greater than cats. I'm not saying I don't like cats. I just don't like. I do like cats. I like other people's cats, right? I just don't think I'd ever want to own one. But then I don't have a dog either. I just don't have time to take care of a pet. And this is totally off topic, but it's a pet peeve of mine when people purchase pets and they don't actually have the time or willingness to take care of them. And so, like, if you that's my message. If you cannot spend the time to look after your animal, do not get a pet. Okay, but anyways, let's go take a look at these. I want to inspect the event decks, and the whole thing is that these two decks, they're both a mess, right? Like, I mean, I understand what these things are trying to do, right? So Alpine Houndmaster is just it's actually pretty decent for aggro, but it also puts these two, it gives you a little bit of card advantage because it fetches the Igneous Cur and the Alpine Watchdog out of your deck, right? Which is kind of strange. Also, you only have 2 of these. But okay, so it's like, but you have 4 of these, so like, why not 4, like 4 of everything, right? It seems kind of strange. And I get this is actually decent because it also helps you to filter your deck a little bit, so it gets these out of the library, so that you're able to draw other cards. The other thing is that it also has. I still feel like Hero of the Nyxborn is kind of a strange include. So here we got Hero of the Nyxborn. Right? When it enters the battlefield, you get a 1/1 white human soldier. Okay, great. But when you cast a spell that targets Hero of the Nyxborn, creatures you control get +1/+0 till end of turn. Okay, but how many spells can you actually cast that target Hero of the Nyxborn? Right? Like, so what? You can Volcanic Salvo your own guy? Like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to kill my own guy, especially if I can get this off. Right, and if I can do 6 damage to up to 2 creatures, then I'm not going to do it to my own people, or I don't want to do it to my own thing. And then the other thing is just fight as 1, you know. So you got fight as 1, and then you're going to do what? Give him +1/+1 and indestructible till end of turn, and that triggers you to get indestructible for everything else. And the only other thing you can actually target with him is the lava coil. You're not really going to blow him up either. Like, I don't really want to use my lava coil on my own creature. So this just seems like a weird include, especially as a 4 of, right? If someone can explain it to me, then great. But I am at a loss to explain why this is here. There are a million other things that I would rather put in here. Right? Like, there's so many 1 mana white spells that, like, or 2 mana white spells that you could use to, like, you know, protect your creatures. Right? Like, there's things that could, you know, like even Sentinel's Eyes, you know, I forget what it is that, there is that one where gives your creatures hexproof and indestructible till end of turn for 1 white mana. So, I mean, it's just very strange. You know, there's white spells that can give you protection. There's even Infuriate, gives your creatures like +1/+1. There's things that can give them double strike. I mean, there's so many things you could put in, like, instead of Hero of the Nyxborn. It just seems like a weird include, right? Like, the rest of, like, the dogs themselves are not horrible. Like the Igneous Cure, the pack leader, the Alpine Watchdog. The vigilance on this is actually really good. You know, the Dog Lord is pretty sweet as well. The pack leader. Bolt Hound is actually really good as well, especially because it has haste. Icons of Ancestry is okay as well, you know, but Hero of the Nyxborn is just a very weird include. And then the numbers on things are kind of strange as well, right? The other thing is this Volcanic Salvo. It just seems like a very strange card to put in. Like 12 mana, and yeah, you can make it cheaper, right? But I don't know. It just seems like there's so many other things that white could do, right? That are much better than this, right? Now, if you could do it, like, okay, yeah. The fact that it can do it to a Planeswalker is actually pretty sweet. But the thing is, you know that this deck is only playing against the Cats deck, and I don't think there's any I guess there is a Johnny in there. But I mean, why wouldn't you choose something, you know, like Detention Sphere type thing, where I know it's Detention Sphere is not in standard right now, but, you know, I forget what it is, like, you know, but there's always something like that where you can just, like, you know, exile something, right? It just seems like this is a very strange card, and you have to build up a certain amount of board presence before you're going to be able to cast this, right? It's just, I don't know. I don't like this as a form of removal. To me, it's just strange, like, that you would build this deck. And then the mana base is okay. You know, I feel like, you know, let's see, this is 8, 20, 22 lands. They probably got the mana base about right, but overall, Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that this is that great of a deck. I feel like there's some really weird includes, and like I said, the numbers are all kind of wacky, right? The Cats deck is kind of the same thing, right? So, anyways, we got the Cats deck. The Cats deck is just kind of like, it's kind of doing a lot of weird things. Like it's got, these it wants to mutate things. But the thing about the Cats deck is it has very little removal, right? So here it's just got 4 of Eliminate, and that's about it, right? And the rest of it just wants to aggro things out. And again, when you're working with black and white, there's actually tons of removal. Here you got Prey Upon, okay. I guess if you want to get that off, like, and okay, so I mean that's a form of removal. I don't know. It's just overall, the Cats deck just does not look very good. It's again, the numbers are kind of wacky. The mana base is really kind of wacky. Why not? Like, why wouldn't you have a 4 of Feline Sovereign? Right? Because Feline Sovereign's like a lord. Like, have you ever played like a tribal deck that did not have a 4 of a lord? Like, and then here, this ability, when one or more cats you control deal combat damage to a player, destroy up to 1 target. Like, what did we replace this with? We have 3 Necropanthers. Okay, so when it mutates, you can return target creature card from the graveyard to the battlefield. That's actually pretty strong. I like that. Generous Stray, also draw a card, is pretty strong. But then you got these other things like, why? Okay, I get Ajani is a cat, but why? I would rather probably have 2 more Feline Sovereigns than another Ajani, right? Like, pump up your cats, right, and give some protection from dogs, right? Like, that is huge. And then something else that could be good is, like, again, if you I don't know, like, just found another way to remove like the big threats, right? And I mean, there's so many other things you could put in here, right? That you, I don't know, it just seems so weird, right? So anyways, I found myself super frustrated playing this out, right? I played the Cats deck and the Dogs deck. I found I did not really enjoy playing either one. This is the first time with these workshops that I've actually just not wanted to play it. Right? As I was playing, I was like, man, these are just so weird. Like, the decks are clunky and they just don't seem to make sense. Yeah, I just did not like this. And then but I wanted to win to get this Haversack, so I kept playing until I'd get it, and it took me a few times. It wasn't just because I was losing, because, like, when you're not building the decks or whatever, you got to figure out how they work. You can lose, you can get mana screwed, as I did on a few of them. I mean, it happens, but, like, that's not why. The decks just seem strange, right? So let me know, did you play these? Like, did you play them, and did you like it? I mean, I found that these ones were just not very good compared to other workshops that I played before. Right, the other workshops I played before, they're interesting, they're fun. I found that the decks, at least were smooth, and and had good. I don't know. It's just overall, this just seemed like kind of clunky and unfun, just not fun. Right, but anyways, that's what I wanted to say about this workshop. It's not fun, but I'd still play it just to get your free Haversack. So, anyways, that is it for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video.